You and me, hanging from the willow tree, quietly drifting in the open breeze. Suddenly, the wind blows you away from me. Now I see we were never meant to be. If only we could travel back in time. Whoa, right where we belong. Maybe we'll never need a reason why. Whoa, dancing till the dawn. If only we could travel back in time. Whoa, right where we belong. Maybe we'll never need a reason why. Whoa, dancing till the dawn.
What is up, guys? Albatross here. We're back with another episode of the Road to 700 series. I must say this week's been a little less involved than the week prior, as I had a lot more IRL stuff going on than I originally expected, but we still made some good progress to our goals nonetheless. A lot of this week's income has been previous investments paying dividends. For example, special Balanos meals have been at a 3-month high, so we've cashed in and made a few bill in the process. From our alchemy push, we were able to make a ton of beast drots that we could also converted into a few bill, which feels really good to be able to have that pay off. Additionally, as a little cherry on top from running dungeons last week and from buying some off the market, I ended up with 20 BMC Vipers, which we of course had to gamble for those gens. And I'm happy to say, netted us a solid 1.6 billion silver profit. Easy. So let's talk about last week. Last week's main goals were to continue the Manapot grind, were to build up more Kaffir stones, and were to continue to get our progress towards being able to buy the Tet Disto. So let's talk about where we are right now. First things first, we didn't have this be an item on last episode's plan, but it's very much overdue. I finally sorted out my artifacts. This is much better than it was before. It is not the absolute best it could be, but I am very happy with it right now. This does mean that we'll be that much more effective in combat. Much better than having my super jank PvE stuff that I just kind of threw on because I didn't know what to do in its place. Number 2. Not only did we get our Tet Disto as planned, it hurt a little bit. The price has gone back up for Tet Distortion earrings, but we paid 26 bill for this one right here. And not only did we get a bracket from hitting this Tet Disto, we got a second bracket from going for Duo Godarai. I spent a long time thinking about whether or not I want to go for this or go for just Pen Blackstar itself, but through a lot of consideration and actually watching Biceptimus talk about it on his stream, I kind of got convinced to go for this instead of the Pen Blackstar. Mainly being the lower increments, while being cheaper, will mean that we'll be able to hit the more intermediate brackets as we get closer and closer towards 300 AP. Additionally, as we go for more and more attempts, we're more likely to get payoffs from the silver we spend, right? You could spend 50 billion silver. This is me paraphrasing what Biceptimus said, which was like what finally convinced me. But you can pay 50 billion silver going towards Pen Blackstar, and you might not get anything whatsoever from that. But if you pay 50 billion silver towards getting a Pen Godarai, you're relatively likely to at least hit a try or a Tet, which means that you're getting value from the money that you invest into getting those gains. And I think that that's a very good way of looking at it, and I agree very much with the way that he explained it. So this is where we're at right now. We're at 289. Feels really good. We did lose a DP bracket from this, but I think it's very much worth it. And we'll be spending this next week trying to get back the DP that we lost. Also, it's been a very productive week, I must say. We actually were able to get the Navarne Step. potion piece to drop. So we have both infinite potions. I'm super happy about this. It feels so good to finally be done. I've been working on this off and on for over a year now. And oh my goodness, I'm still so happy about it. It's been days and I'm still on like a little high from getting this to happen. Not only did we get the drop in about 4 hours, I'm very surprised by this. We only spent about 4 hours skinning mobs at the step itself. But I'm so sad I don't have a clip of this. But I actually got a Griffin helmet to raw drop while I was going for knowledge on the Griffins down there. I never in a million years would have thought that would happen. Imagine if we got the actual potion piece that fast. That would have been a really hilarious little clip to add to the video, but I'm still very happy about it. 4 hours is not bad at all. Especially compared to how bad going for the Narc piece and the Gland piece was. I'm very, very pleased with it. But without having the potion grind to go for, like, focus on, I'm kind of at a loss for where I need to grind right now. And I'll kind of explain why I'm saying this, right? For the last couple weeks, my plan has been to get the mana pot and go grind underwater, which I think is still very much a good idea. However, for those of you that are paying close attention, you may have noticed my guild owns territory. We actually took Calpheon Castle this week, which is pretty cool. That was my first ever siege and also my first ever win. Kind of insane. Did not expect that to happen, but here we are. So probably expect a upper Gyfin grind. I've already started putting energy into it because I think it'll be really good. I'm going to try to hit up this during the week, take advantage of the extra drop rate buff. Aside from that, I'm in a kind of an awkward spot with my AP to grind Calpheon Elvia stuff. Like, I've tried like the Sawnails a little bit, but it just doesn't seem that like it's that worth it. So aside from Gyfin, I'll probably spend most of my time either at Turos with Speedy or at Jade Forest by myself, because those two places give me a lot of Kaffir stones, which will lead me into my next thing I want to cover. Is we still need Kaffir stones very, very badly. It's still very high on the priorities list. Right now, we're at C6 gloves and C4 boots. I want to get this to C10 so we're ready to go for the next update. Be able to get those fancy gloves, and I want at least C9 muskets if we can help it, because that'll really help us with our evasion and our tankiness on top of that, and that is very, very important to me, which is probably going to be what our next focus will be as in regards to actually getting gains for our gear. We're going to be getting Kaffirs as much as we can, which is why Turos and Jade I think are the best places we could go right now, aside from going underwater for money. So that's what we're going to be grinding this week. Let me look here. I have some notes so I stay on track. Goal number 2 will be to recover our silver reserves, because right now we're doing okay, but we could be doing a lot better. Right now we're at a little over 2 bill. That still feels pretty good, but like I said, I very much want... Look, more gens. I very much want this to be higher than it is. There we go, 2.7. That's pretty good. But I want to get a little bit more of a buffer, because we're gonna need to buy a lot of crystallized despair. And now for goal number 3. With the trade rework hitting this week, I've decided that I want to kind of dabble in that and see what it's like. So we're going to be going for a Forest Path Wagon, as I'd like to experiment with the best tools we can get possible. Now, this is pretty simple. It's not really going to set back any of our other goals, because it's essentially just comes down to doing the dailies that you can get from Marindora. We've been working on that so far. We are... How many do we have? Where did it go? I lost it. We have 12 right now, so, you know, slow progress being made. I'm hoping that we can get up to, I believe it's 26 that we need? 24? Something like that. So we'll see how that goes when we get to that point. I'm looking forward to having the fancy wagon. It'll also be good for training courses if we ever get around to that. It's nice to have. And number 4, which is still important to me, but, you know, it'll be more of a passive thing that we work on throughout the week, is that I want to get my Pen Kudum finally. So for those that don't know, this is not just a Tet Kudum. This is a performable 4 Kudum that has the same sheet stats in regards to AP and DP as a Pen Kudum, but is lacking some things like accuracy and like some monster damage, etc. So I think it's finally time to make this pen and get the full sheet stats and the full passive stats that we can get out of this. I think it'll make our grind that much better for not too much investment compared to what our other gains will be at this point. So that's this week's goals. We're going to be going for our Pen Kudum finally, Forest Path Wagon, lots of Kaffras, and as always, more silver. Additionally, you may be noticing right now that we have a tri-distortion right here. And in the previous episode, we talked about me maybe doing something with this. So I've decided that we're going to make it a sub goal. If we can reach 500 subs on the YouTube channel by the end of this month, by the end of April, I will tap this for Tet. We might get lucky, we might fail, but otherwise, we're all going to be here together for my pain or happiness. And that's been this week. Hope you all enjoyed the episode. If you want to see more, consider subscribing. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a like. It really helps the channel grow. If you want to catch me playing live, I stream most days at twitch.tv/albatrossop. I hope you're looking forward to the next episode as much as I am. And I will see you all next time.